Okay, so this is our Copeland Commons space, which is located on the main level to the right of the main Belmont entrance. It's 1,578 square feet and can accommodate 50 to 60 people. This room is adjacent to our sanctuary, right over there. And the two spaces are separated by this retractable wall. Copeland Commons is one of our most ornate and historic spaces with brick walls, vaulted ceilings, and beautiful stained glass windows. This room comes with the furniture that you see here. There are 14 tables and 49 chairs. Additional folding tables and chairs are available down the hall, and I'll point those out shortly. 2 folding tables are generally stowed away in here. One is tucked along the railing right here, and the other one is behind the hutch, right there. Renters may rearrange the furniture however they like, as long as it's returned to its original placement by the end of the reservation. Please note that the main entrance of this room, right here, does not have a closing door, so that is open to the lobby. It's usually not a problem though, and there is a chain that can be hung over the door. At the front of the room over here, there is a small riser and a podium. The double doors on the left here, right there, are to the coffee shop, which is currently leased by Crema Cafe, and they are open daily from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. These double doors remain open during coffee shop hours to provide Crema's patrons access to the space. They sit in here and enjoy their coffee and muffins, that type of thing. And that is why Copeland Commons only becomes available for private table space rentals at 4 p.m. daily. Please note that the doors to the coffee shop will be closed and locked during private reservations, so those would be closed. Along the west-facing wall over here, you'll see our kids' corner, which is stocked with books, toys, and puzzles for young children. Right over there. This room has 11 electrical outlets that are mostly located along the south-facing wall with all the windows. There's a conduit strip that runs, this white strip, and pretty much all 11 outlets are mostly along that strip, but there's also 2 at the front of the room here. One down there with a power strip, and another one over there with a power strip. This room can accommodate a projector and has a built-in projector screen above the fireplace. Renters can either bring their own projector or reserve ours for an additional charge. Use of the projector screen is always free. Both of our sound packages are available in this space for an additional charge. Both sound packages include the use of our speaker system for playing music, and then package number 1 gets you 1 to 2 microphones, and package number 2 gets you 3 to 6. Please note that our audio and visual equipment has limited availability and must be reserved ahead of time. Over here you'll see some signage. First of all, there's a room layout right there because all the furniture does need to be returned to its original placement at the end of a reservation, and that can be helpful. And then over here you'll see some signage reminding folks that these are DIY spaces. Renters are responsible for wiping down tables, vacuuming the floor, taking out trash and recycling, resetting the space, which includes putting tables and chairs back where you found them, and leaving nothing behind, including food. Our signage also posts our free Wi-Fi network and the password right down there in the lower left-hand corner, along with the building host cell phone, and that number's up in the upper right-hand corner. There is always a Taperspace building host on duty to help answer any questions. Just call or text this number for assistance. And we do provide cleaning supplies in each room, including multi-purpose spray, cleaning rags, trash bags, and all of those supplies for Copeland Commons are kept over here in the hutch, along with a dedicated vacuum cleaner. So down here you've got some clean rags and a spot to put your dirty rags, an extension cord for the vacuum, multi-purpose spray and trash bags. And then here's the trash cans over here, recycling bin, and the dedicated vacuum cleaner. So everything you need. So yes. Okay, from Copeland Commons, turning around the back side here, this is the Belmont lobby, and this is the main Belmont entrance right here. This would be the best entrance for folks to use when attending an event in Copeland Commons. All 4 doors are open, and outside you've got a staircase and a ramp. So there's the stairs, and then there's a ramp along the left-hand side there. Now that ramp is on the steeper side, so if somebody was in a wheelchair and needed ADA access, there is an even better door that I'll point out. Before I do that though, I'll just point out here that there's an event board here, and at every single public door, it will just let people know what's on the roster and where to go, generally speaking. And before I go over to the other entrance, I'm going to just point out where some of the extra tables and chairs are. Here we go. So there's a rolling rack of chairs right here, and there's tables in the hallway. These are the closest ones. And these chairs are shared between Copeland Commons and the art space, so we want to make sure we have enough for everybody. Sometimes people need more tables than we have up here, so if those get used up, there are more downstairs. Occasionally, and it is on more rare side, people would need to bring tables up from downstairs, and I'll point those out later. The other thing in this side is the building host office. There will always be a sign posted letting you know who's on duty. I'm Laura. And then we have a little staff flyer there showing everybody that works here. So you can put a name with a face. And really, the best way to reach us is to just call or text this number. Whoever's on duty will have the cell phone on them. Okay. Okay, here we are back in the Belmont lobby, and I'm gonna go this way. We're gonna walk straight through the sanctuary. This is a throughway. That's our sanctuary space. You can actually see the retractable wall is open down there on the right-hand side. That's Copeland Commons in there. The closest restrooms to Copeland Commons are right through here. There is a sign letting people know there's more downstairs, right there, or right in here. There are 2 private locking restrooms right here. But yeah, there's additional restrooms down at the bottom of this staircase right here. And then over here, you'll also see we have an elevator that goes between both of the floors. And around this corner is the 55th Avenue entrance. It's another one of our public entrances. This is how you take your trash and recycling out. There's actually a hydraulic arm on this door, which is nice. As you can see, this ramp is much lower, so this is a much better door for people with wheelchairs. And then there on the left-hand side is the trash and recycling area. And we do require all of our renters to bring their trash and recycling outside. Okay, I'm going to walk down to the kitchenette and show you where that's located. You'll go down the staircase here on the left. When you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're going to go through that door right there. And not to be confused with our commercial kitchen, which is a rental space, but here is our kitchenette. And this space is available to all of our renters at no additional charge. It's just simply a sink, a microwave, a small counter, and a community fridge. Please be aware that this large freezer is not plugged in. Okay. And then something else I wanted to point out, the commercial kitchen is a throughway. So we do route traffic through here when this room is not rented. And I wanted to point this out because there are other restrooms downstairs here, along with more tables, another public entrance. That's our 54th Avenue entrance that leads down to the parking lot. And these are the largest restrooms in the building. This is a ladies' room, and then there's a men's room. So people may use any restroom that they like. There's our elevator, simply goes between this lower level and the main level upstairs. And I'll point one more thing out. Back over here, that's the staircase we came down. Over here you also have another public entrance. This is the lower Belmont entrance. And then another rolling rack of tables, which is not very far from Copeland Commons. So on the off chance that the tables upstairs on the main level are all in use, this is another place you can find tables that are available to all of our renters. In addition to that, there are more restrooms at the end of this hallway. There's a ladies' room right here, and then there's a men's room right around the corner. Okay. Okay, so to wrap this up, I'll just say, please visit our website, taborspace.org, for our rental rates and additional information about our rental program and spaces. Please note that all the scheduling is handled in writing via our online rental inquiry form, which can be found on our website, taborspace.org. Completing the rental inquiry form is the first step in making a reservation, and once it's submitted, it will put you into contact with our scheduler. You will receive an email back letting you know if what you are requesting is available, and from that point on, the process is all done via email. This ensures we have a written record of all correspondence. When setting up a reservation, please include extra time for setup and cleanup in your reservation times, as there is no grace period before or after reservations. We respectfully ask that attendees don't arrive earlier than the reservation start time. If you are an organizer of your group, please kindly communicate this policy to everyone in your party. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please call our office at 503-954-2610.